All right, well, also in the news this week, the American National Standards Institute could very well use your support on an important initiative, and time is running out. ANSI seeks comment on new standard proposal on process of remanufacturing is the name of this news item, which originally appeared on the ANSI website late last month, and we linked out to it in Wednesday's issue of the Quality Digest newsletter. Now, remanufacturing is actually a surprisingly large and vibrant part of the broader economy. According to the standard proposal from the Remanufacturing Institute Council, the Remanufacturing Industries Council, the RIC, the industry has an estimated annual revenue of $150. Big
150 billion.
150 billion bucks. Did I say 150
bucks? Yeah. It's kind of what my annual budget is, but.
Thank you, Dirk. Thank you for adding that billion. Small little difference between 150 bucks and 150 billion bucks.
Yeah. Okay.
$150 billion, there we
Dirk. Go. And it employs 2 people.
It employs 2 people. It employs 2 million people. Right. So this is a large industry. Thank you. The RIC, which is an ANSI member and accredited standards developer, intends for this global standard to define the process of remanufacturing and establish specifications that characterize and differentiate it from other practices which are similar, such as recycling or repair. But they're similar, but they're very, very different.
Yeah, I mean, I've never even heard of remanufacturing as a kind of a thing.
It's a big thing, okay. and I've heard of it, of course, through like printer cartridges, right?
Oh, sure. Well, that's
printer
true. Yeah.
Cartridges, where I first heard of it, but really, and that's part of it. What remanufacturing does is it kind of brings old or worn parts or systems back to a like new, or in some cases a better than new condition, and it's a big business, as mentioned, especially for suppliers of aerospace and automotive parts, among others. So, big in aerospace and automotive. A lot of you out there are in those fields. ANSI and the RIC are seeking feedback from stakeholders on the development of this forthcoming international standard, and time is short, as I mentioned. They set a deadline of December 22nd, just 2 weeks from today, for comments on the specifications for the process of remanufacturing. If you want to participate during this comment period, check out the story. It's just below the video player screen right down there. And in that piece, there's a link where you can review the proposal, and there's also an email address where you can submit your opinions. So remember, the deadline is December 22nd, so you have to act pretty quickly if you want to get in as a stakeholder on the comment for that forthcoming international standard.
Right. Remember, anytime standards come out, there's always a comment period, and that really, if it is something that affects you, whether it's an ISO standard or an ANSI standard or whatever, it's always worthwhile to involve yourself in those, because that's kind of the equivalent of voting, participating in government, right? Where you're participating in standards that are going to affect you, so your comments are important.
Well, we hear critiques many times of ISO or ANSI or others that say, well, they're ignoring the wishes of the users. Well, this is your opportunity to not have your wishes, be blown through. I mean, if you have a comment and you're interested in that space, you should comment on it. Definitely get out there and do it.
All right.